Okay, I think that fixed everything. Everything should be good. Do 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 do. All right, I know there's a little bit of a delay between like me and you guys, so hopefully just let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me okay once you're able to see this. Whew. Sorry, I know I'm a few minutes late. Do do. Hey, I guess people can see me. Yeah. Are you gonna put demons and stuff in your card game Immortals? Not at launch, but it's not off the table. A lot of people keep asking me if I'm gonna put like Christianity in Immortals, and the challenge of that is in order for Immortals, in order for a deck to be balanced, we need a lot of gods. Like you need a mythology needs to have at least 10 major gods and 10 minor gods to be in Immortals. Hey everybody! Yay! I'm sorry, I was a little stressed on my end because there was some last minute stuff I had to deal with. Like a lot going on right now. Halloween is tomorrow. Hello, everybody. Aw, you guys are so nice. Hey man, may I ask where you get your info for different mythology, just for my own research? Oh, it's a mixture of the books I own in my house and the internet, honestly. Like it's a mix. I always try to have at least two sources on whatever I'm doing a video on. Most of my favorite books you can find on my Amazon store page. Like I have them all. I made that list to make it easier for people to find. Like because people keep asking what books should I read. If you go to the Amazon store page, I've compiled some of my favorites over there. So that's some of the good ones. Also, some good sources are stuff like Theoi.com or like just the internet in general, so long as you can find multiple sources. My stance is never trust just one internet source on its own. Always find multiple sources before you take it as gospel. Also, there's a lot of good YouTubers for it. One of my favorites is Mythology and Fiction Explained. And then there's other stuff like, I think it's called Mythology and History Explained. And then there's also, overly sarcastic productions and shit like that. Okay, wait, there was a question there. You probably remember me from the last stream, been working on my series pitch since then. Where should I submit it when it's finished? Ah, okay. So yeah, I do remember some of that. You can if you want, you can DM me on Discord. I will tell you, I'm not super fast at responding to the Discord DMs. I always prioritize the public channels on there because that when I answer questions on there, more people are going to see the answer, and so obviously, that's a good thing to prioritize. But I do eventually get to the DMs. My favorite Aztec god is Mictlantecuhtli. Best book about Egyptian mythology. See, that's a hard one. It's actually a lot harder to find books on Egyptian mythology than it is for Greek and Norse. But Jake Jackson does a fantastic job, so I'd say maybe go with that. What are you for Halloween? You'll have to wait and see. Love you, man. Thank you. You're the reason I got back into mythology. Love your Hercules video on what they got wrong. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Make more Filipino myth videos. Okay, I will. Yo, where are you at for the film project? Oh, that intentionally bad movie? Well, we didn't hit our goal with that, so for now that's not happening. Maybe in the future, but right now that's kind of shelved. What's my favorite Percy Jackson book? Last Olympian. Are we friends? In our own way. Sorry, need to go. Oh, that's too bad. We just started. That's too bad. Are there going to be different play styles in the same mythology? For example, the Norse gods could have a giant deck with frost, fire giants, etc., and a Droger deck with Hel as the main goddess. Well, see, yeah, there are going to be enough cards in the game that you can customize your deck. I will say though, like people are like, I want to build a deck around one god. Well, we recommend you have multiple gods in your decks for balancing. The game is built that way, to where a typical deck will have around 3 to 5, maximum 5. I typically have around 4 in my decks. Major gods, so 3 to 5 major gods and about 5. 6 minor gods or something. Hel is a minor god in the game, so you can, and she is very good in like a Droger deck or something, because they have good synergy together, but you're gonna want to have other gods in there too. Hercules, Heracles, honey, you mean Huncules. grow your hair out? What do you think this is? This is how I grow. I don't grow my hair down to like Jesus style. I like it shaggy. That's how I like my hair. This is the first time I'm hearing about this game. Oh, cool. Well, you can check out my vid on it. It's the greeter video when you first go to the channel. How's your day going? So far, it's going pretty good. Oh, Rebel, thank you for that donation. Consider doing a video about Myth and Miss Marvel? Are you talking about the Miss Marvel TV show that just came out? I mean, maybe. If I don't know if there's a lot of mythical stuff in it, but I will check it out at some point, even though I have no hopes whatsoever. I thought the trailer looked terrible, and it made me sad because I like Miss Marvel as a character from the comics. Have you seen the Age of Mythology remake? Are you talking about the Steam remaster? Because, yeah, I've seen that. If there's a remake, I haven't heard anything about that. Hey, Key, thanks for the 50 knock. I don't know what knock is, but thank you for that. Have you read Heroes of Olympus and Onwards by Rick Riordan, or only Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the first series? I've read every Rick Riordan mythology series. I'm not done with Trials of Apollo yet, but I've finished all the other ones, like Percy Jackson, Kane Chronicles, Heroes of Olympus, and Magnus Chase. I finished all of those. What's my favorite mythology character? Sun Wukong. Number 2 is Heracles. Guauco Taco, thanks for the donation. Yeah, there's no message, but thank you for that. Okay, guys, so now, for anyone who doesn't know, I am going to go through the people on Patreon have sent me questions, and I, out of respect to those people who help make this channel possible, we're going to answer those first, and then I'll get right back to you guys, I promise. Okay. Oh, we've got a few Q&A questions this time. Nice. Gavin Lothar, he's here for every Q&A. Nice. Thank you, Gavin Lothar, for being a supporter. Q&A question. Are there demigods outside of Greco-Roman mythology? If so, what examples are there? Thanks, I have been enjoying your content. Yes, there are, and thank you. Norse mythology believed in gods having children with humans, though not a lot of them became big heroes. But Heimdall has had demigod children, and Thor has had demigod children. One example is probably his daughter Thrud. I believe she is a demigod, if I recall correctly. Also, Japanese mythology believed in the gods having children with mortals. The first legendary emperor of Japan, Jimmu, had he was descended from a demigod child of Amaterasu, and he was also on his other side descended from a demigod child of Susanoo. So that's interesting. Lane, thank you for the donation. There's no message, but thank you. Who else had a demigod, and I assume by demigods you mean half human, half god. But yeah, there are, and Celtic. Cuchulainn is said to be the son of the god Lu of the Long Arm, but some people also say he's like an avatar of Lu of the Long Arm, but I prefer the son version. So yeah, there's some examples for you. But yeah, there are a few other mythologies that have it. I don't know if Hindu has it. Hindu just kind of has more of it's always just avatars, really, rather than demigods. Alright, Muhammad Al Dobson, thank you for being a supporter on Patreon. And he asks, what is your favorite mythological game? It can be a video game, card game, or board game. It's definitely Age of Mythology. I love that game so goddamn hard. I've been playing it for 20 years. And you guys owe a lot to that game too if you like this channel, because that's the game that got me into Egyptian and Norse mythology. Age of Mythology is just such a fantastic game that holds up so well. Yes, there will eventually be a video on it. So many people say, oh, there's this game you might like. It's called Age of Mythology. I'm like, oh, you have no idea. Age of Mythology is just so damn good. And you can get it on Steam, and I really want to see a sequel or an expansion or something. Thank you for that donation there. You're my fave YouTuber, and to be honest, probably the best mythology YouTuber on the platform. Have you had any water in the past 2 hours? Hydrate. Yes, I have, but I'll have some more now. Thank you for the support, my friend. I think you think too highly of me, but I am absolutely thrilled and touched that you enjoy what I make that much. I think overly sarcastic is a lot better than me, though. I'm gonna finish this ice cube. Lane, thank you for the donation. Can you make a tier list video power scaling the different gods from different mythology and religion? I possibly could. It's a little hard to power scale, characters like that, because it's a little vague just how strong they are. They're pretty much just as powerful as their story needs them to be at any given time, but I could give it a shot. I know people really like tier lists these days, so I should do some tier list videos. I really should. Okay, another Patreon question. Eddie, thank you for being a supporter on Patreon. Q&A question. In the spirit of the season, what mythical creature would make a good horror movie villain? I personally really would love to see a horror movie with, I don't know if you guys know who these are. Niutao and Mamion from Chinese mythology are the horse-headed and bull-headed, like, bounty hunters of the underworld who hunt down escaped souls. I'd love to see a movie where, I don't know, someone was in a near-death experience and they escaped, but, like, they weren't supposed to escape, and then Niutao and Mamion are just hunting them the whole movie. Niutao and Mamion can be really creepy. Also, pretty much any Aztec monster would make a fantastic horror movie villain. Key, thank you for a 20 NOK donation. Holy crap. NOK is Norwegian crowns. Oh, awesome. I love your videos. Thank you so much, Key. Zion, thank you for the donation. Will you put any African gods in the card game? They won't be at launch, but I really do want to, eventually. I want to do a whole, like, West African deck, which would probably be a mixture of basic West African and Yoruba and Voodoo. Some people would probably want me to keep all those separate from each other. It would probably... I'd have to look more into the mythologies and see if each one is truly deep enough on its own for a separate one, then I might do it. But, I'd like to make just maybe, like, one full deck that in and of itself is a big celebration of African culture as a whole. So that's why I was thinking of just merging those three into one pantheon. But you would still be able to customize and just build, like, a Voodoo deck or a Yoruba deck or a basic West African deck. Key, thanks for the $5. If you're a god, what do you call yourself? Well, I'm not a god. I never claim to be, even though some of you keep telling me I am. But if I was a god, I would honestly, I'd just go by my regular name, which is Andrew. And I've said this before, I'd want to be the god of showing people a good time, like finding someone who's super stressed out from work or a project or something, and I'd go to them and I'd literally just pause time where they are, and I'd say, go to sleep, and they go to sleep, get a good 9 hours of sleep, and they get up and I go, alright, now we're gonna party, and I just give them the most fun day they've ever had. I go, alright, and now we resume your life and you can get back to whatever you were doing. Like, that's the kind of god I would want to be. Yeah. The Jesus, thank you for being a Patreon supporter. Oh, and thank you for that donation, Conversive Minds. Do a flip? You want me to do a flip? Okay, I'll do a flip. Here we go, I'm gonna do it. I gotta stand up for this. Alright. There's no space in front of the computer, but there's plenty of space behind it. Alright, I'm doing a flip. Ah! Oh! Woo! Woo! Oh, man. That was amazing. That's gotta be the best stunt I've ever done in my life. Ah! Woo, I think I hurt myself doing that. Ooh, man. That is something I will never be able to do again. That's when you gotta see to believe. Whew. Nicholas Ploying, thank you for the $2. Have you watched or heard of the musical Hadestown? Yes, I have, and I did a video discussing it over on the Struggling Altos channel, and you should go check that out. Rebel Commander Star Wars Jurassic, thank you for the donation. Miss Marvel is okay. It has a myth connection, worth a watch, please. Okay, then I'll check it out. Alright, now I have to answer the Jesus' question. The Jesus, again, thank you for being a Patreon supporter, and he says, Q&A question, would you consider taping your reaction to Record of Ragnarok Season 2 similar to the Gods of Egypt or Halloween Kills one? Sorry if you answered this already, as my Wi-Fi was acting up during the last stream. P.S. Sorry I sent this message twice, still unfamiliar with how Patreon works. No, you're good, honestly, you're really good. I have not answered that before. Yeah, I actually would like to do that. You know, I actually wanted to really put up my raw reaction to Blood of Zeus, because we did record our reactions to that, but then something went wrong with the footage, and I'm terribly sorry, but it looks like you're never going to be able to see that. I'm truly sorry, you guys. I would love to put that up. But, yeah, we don't have that footage anymore. But yeah, I could do, my reaction to Record of Ragnarok Season 2. I think it'd be fun. So yeah, I'm trying to make that more of a common thing, like where I put up like raw reactions to things, because you guys seem to like the Gods of Egypt one, and thanks so much for the support with all the stupid crap that went on with Lionsgate, but Lionsgate did at least like agree to take the copyright claim off of it, and now I'm able to make money off that video, so that's nice. Alright, this is the last Patreon question from Lassie Ehrenreich. Q&A question. Hello from Denmark. Have you heard that Rick Riordan is writing a new Percy Jackson book and that Netflix is going to make a King Chronicles movies? Yes, I've actually heard that from you guys, because you guys keep commenting it on my stuff, and I'm really excited for those. Like, hopefully they'll be good. I don't know how excited to be about the Kane Chronicles series. We'll see how the Percy Jackson Disney Plus show is, and then we'll know if Rick Riordan's work translates well to the screen. Yeah. I am excited for the new Percy Jackson book. I really need to finish the Trials of Apollo books, and then I wanted to do a book review on the whole Trials of Apollo series right afterward. So yeah, alright, that's all the Patreon people. I'm back on YouTube. Jennifer MC, who has been a very long time and super supportive fan, by the way. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. Do you have another big project you're working on, like the Percy Jackson and Gods of Egypt video? Yes, I told you guys in a community post a little while ago that as a thank you for 800k subs, I'm working on 3 different God of War Inaccuracy videos right now. One of them is currently in the final stages of being edited, and I promised you guys because I didn't want to, 800k feels like a big milestone, so I was like, oh, should I just, like, put up a God of War 3 Inaccuracy video? But then a lot of you guys were asking for the spin-offs, and I was like, oh, should I do one of the spin-offs then instead? But it doesn't feel right to just do one of the spin-offs, so I thought I'd do it this way. But then I was like, so should I record all 3? But that is so much work to do all 3. So I wanted to see if you guys are still enjoying that series. I made a deal with you guys in the community post. I said, so here's what I'll do. I'll put one of the spin-off Inaccuracy videos up, and if it gets a ton of views, I'll know that you guys are still really liking it. So then I'll make another spin-off video. And if that gets a ton of views, then I'll know, alright, it's time to put the God of War 3 Inaccuracy video up. And so it's like, literally all you guys have to do to get more God of War videos is just watch the God of War videos. That's literally it. So it literally means if you're enjoying them and watching them, there will be more of them. That's all. That's all you have to do on your end. So yeah, I think I asked if that was a fair deal. Pretty much all of you told me it was, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on, and once those are done, there's a Christmas mythology movie related review that we are thinking about doing. The Halloween Kills review should be able to go up today, by the way. Any good books on Greek mythology for beginners? The absolute best one is Do Larry's Greek Myths. You can find it on my Amazon list. What are your top 5 Mahabharat characters? I love Karna. I really like Arjuna, but I actually like Bhim out of the 5 Pandavas. He's my favorite one. So Bhim, Karna, Arjuna. I do like Yudhishthir, and I also really like Gatotkacha. So I guess we'd say those are the top 5. Like, Bhima's a half-Asura son. I always like. Air Tank! Hey, good to see Air Tank again. Thanks for the donation. What do you think about Batman's enemy, Calendar Man? I think Calendar Man is the most deadly enemy Batman has ever faced, and he should not be underestimated. No, I actually kind of love Calendar Man. Angie, thank you for that donation. Hello from Florida. Nice work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Also, I'm gonna try not to re-answer questions I've already answered, because I want to get to as many of you guys' questions as possible. Have you seen the God of War Ragnarok leaks? No, and I won't. I'm not gonna ruin the game for myself like that. Will you talk about Southeast Asian mythology? Well, I've talked about Filipino, so that's one. So yeah, basically. Please answer my question. Well, Esteban, you're gonna have to answer it again, because I don't know what it is. Favorite demons? Ooh, Moloch is a pretty cool one. So there's that. He's probably the top one. Have you read Omni Reader? Not yet. Have you heard of Genshin Impact? Yes, and fuck that game. Don't play it. Don't play that gotcha garbage. Is Jormungandr bigger than Apep? No. Jormungandr is big enough to wrap himself around the earth. Apep is big enough to swallow the sun. Okay? Jormungandr is nothing compared to Apep. Have you played any Batman Arkham games? Yes, and I love them. What is your opinion on Marie Lloyd of Welsh folklore? I actually don't know that story, so I'm afraid I can't answer that for now. Have you seen the Lego Monkey King show? Not yet, it's on my list. I have the Lego Monkey King warrior mech, though. Favorite villains in mythology? Ooh, that's a good question. Loki's a ton of fun. Loki's my favorite Norse myth character, and he became a villain in later Norse myths, so he's probably definitely in the tops. Typhon is also one of my favorite villains in mythology. Who else? I'm not sure if I like Apep or Set more, one of them. And, Balor of the Evil Eye. That's a really cool one. Alright, so there's some examples for you. Have you played Mortal Kombat? Every single one, and I am one of the champs at Mortal Kombat. So many people cannot defeat my Scorpion. Genshin is trash, I agree with you. What do you think of Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology book? Would you consider doing a review on it? I love Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology book. I have it over there, and it's on my recommended reading list. I suppose I could do a review on it. What do you think of the Balrog? I think it's incredibly badass. I haven't watched the Rings of Power show, by the way, if anyone's going to ask about that. I kind of don't want to. What mythology does Lego Ninjago use? Well, considering ninjas are only from Japan, I imagine they use Japanese, but I haven't seen Ninjago. Shootin' Doji? What about Shootin' Doji? You want me to explain Shootin' Doji? Well, Shootin' Doji is a king of the Oni, who was originally a monk who kept doing, like, shitty things, and so he became a darker and darker person, and he would often go around scaring the monks while wearing a mask. Eventually the mask just became part of his face, and he became an Oni, went off and became the king of the Oni. Someone's quoting that song from Metal Gear Rising. Cool. Did you know about... Wait, I gotta finish that. What was I reading? Shit, where'd it go? Did you know about Bridge Hollow? It's a movie about Stingy Jack. Holy shit, I did not know that. That's awesome. I gotta check that out. I live in the Philippines. Good for you. Are we going to see Ragnarok game through? Oh, you mean am I going to stream God of War Ragnarok? Yeah, I'll stream it on Wednesdays on Zagard's channel. We'll definitely do that. How's your day? So far, it's good. I like interacting with you guys. Will you do a Let's Play of God of War Ragnarok? I just answered that. The answer is yes. I'm curious, what's your opinion on Lovecraftian lore? So I've only really read the original Cthulhu myth. I haven't read the deep lore, but the creatures, the great old ones, seem really fucking awesome. PlayStation 3, Xbox, or Wii U? PlayStation 3, all the way. What do you think of the game For Honor? I played it, it was okay. It's okay. That's my thoughts on For Honor. Have you read Heroes of... Yes, I've read all the Rick Riordan series. I have not finished Trials of Apollo yet. I'm curious... Okay, I already answered that. Most anticipated film of the year. My most anticipated film of the year was Black Adam, and I saw it, and you can see my thoughts on it in the video I made on it. Another movie I really want to see, though, is Terrifier 2. I really like Terrifier 1, so... Have you watched Breaking Bad? Yes, I have. It's good. I didn't love it as much as everyone else did, but I did enjoy it, and I also enjoyed Better Call Saul. Are there German or Australian mythology? Yes, there are. I actually have a couple of Australian mythology videos on this channel. Okay, I already answered. I already answered the Lovecraftian lore thing. What's your opinion on the Kraken? I think it's terrifying because I'm scared of the ocean. Well, then, yeah, the Kraken would definitely scare you, though you probably don't have to worry about encountering it since you're scared of the ocean. A lot of people, there's a lot of misinterpretations about the Kraken. The Kraken is from Norse myth and pirate folklore. In Greek myth, that creature everyone keeps calling the Kraken is actually called Cetus. It was never known as the Kraken in mythology, but it is another big, sea monster, so people keep calling it the Kraken. Kind of like the Leviathan. The Leviathan is actually a particular creature from biblical mythology, but nowadays people just call any giant sea monster a Leviathan, so kind of like that. Please answer my question. Who is the fart god? Well, in Roman myth, that would be Sterculius, since he's the god of all bad smells, and also the god of poop. So there's one for you. What do you think about the Assassin's Creed games? I used to love the Assassin's Creed games. Now they're not really assassin games anymore, and that makes me a little sad. But the deep lore of mythology they have now is still pretty damn cool. Hey, Mythology Guy, what's your thought on the Norse God of War games? Well, there's only one right now. The other one's not out yet. But I absolutely loved the 2018 one, and I hope Ragnarok's good too. Is there any major difference between Greek and Roman mythology aside from the names? Yeah, the culture is very different. Like, the Roman gods are a lot more stern than the Greek gods in a lot of ways. Also, they do have some original gods. They have Janus and Terminus. Like, those are a couple of new ones. They also have the legend of Lupa, Romulus, and Remus. So that's some other stuff. Yeah, like, it's mainly in the culture and the way they practice the mythology that really makes it different. He knows Saul? Yeah, I think kind of everybody does, don't they? Can you make videos about Dutch cryptids? Sure, I can probably do that. What do you think about the Witcher games / books? Okay, I started playing Witcher 3. I didn't finish it. I think it's cool, but it's... there are some things about it that I think are a little dated that some people are not, like, acknowledging. But it is still really cool. I haven't finished it yet. And when the Witcher 1 remake comes out, I'll get that. What is one of the lesser-known Greek creatures? You know, one creature who I don't see people mention a lot is the Crommyonian sow. In fact, a lot of the creatures Theseus fought are lesser-known creatures. A lot of people don't know that while Theseus was on his way to meet his father the first time, he fought a whole bunch of monsters and horrible people, like, Sinis and Procrustes and Skyron. But the Crommyonian sow has two different legends about it. One where it's an evil old woman, and one where it's a giant, like, monstrous pig that's still female. I like to think of the Crommyonian sow as an evil old woman who can turn into a giant monstrous pig. So that's one for you. That's a lesser-known Greek creature. Also, there's that pig with wings that was in the 5th Percy Jackson book. Is Nyx as powerful as Chaos? I think Chaos is more powerful, but Nyx is probably the second most powerful being. Wait, what? I was going to answer that. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Gods of Egypt or Percy Jackson, which do you hate more? I hate the Percy Jackson movies more. As I said in the Gods of Egypt review, I had a way worse time watching Sea of Monsters. What do you think of Devil May Cry? Oh, it's freaking awesome. That's what I think. You might eventually see videos of it on the channel. You look kind of like Thor from God of War Ragnarok, which is cool. Thank you. Is there any British mythology? Yes, there is. It's part of Celtic, basically. Who do you think's stronger, Hades or Ra? Ra. I think Ra is way more powerful. Ra can create other gods. That's how powerful Ra is. When are we getting everything wrong with God of War 3? Once I get the 2 spin-off games up, God of War 3 will be right after that. I'm hoping to have all 3 of those up by the end of November. Please answer my question. What's your favorite Mesopotamian god? Ooh, probably Pazuzu. I think Pazuzu's really badass. Now you have made my day, sir. Thank you. That's awesome to hear. What's your favorite mythological dragon? Ooh, Aladdin, the 100-headed dragon. Really fucking awesome. Favorite wind god or deity? Fujin, from a Japanese myth. Have you heard of a game called Smite? Yes, I have. You can all stop asking me that. I get asked that all the time. Yes, I have heard of Smite. I was one of the first people playing it when it first came out, actually. It wasn't really for me. I wasn't a big MOBA guy. But I will play it for the channel at some point. North American mythos? Yeah, that would basically be Native American or Inuit myths, both of which I've done videos on. You ever read the Berserk manga? No, I have not yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there a phoenix in Greek mythology? Yeah, Greeks kind of adopted phoenixes from Egyptian mythology. It is more of an Egyptian thing. The Egyptian phoenix was the Bennu bird, which were like birds that like came from Ra, basically. And then the Greeks kind of started calling them phoenixes. That's how that went. Are there any gods of darkness? Yeah, there's Erebus in Greek mythology, literal god of darkness. That's one for you. Have you played Hades? I love the shit out of Hades. I made a video bragging that I got every single achievement. Have you played Elden Ring? No, not yet. Are there any crossovers among any mythologies? It's a little complicated. There are some Greek stories that outright say that, like, this character or this god went to Egypt. And in some ways, that's how the Greeks explained Egyptian mythology. They're like, oh, they misinterpreted our gods. So, yeah, there's a little bit of crossover there. And also, of course, there's There's Serapis, who was literally created to be a god in both Greek and Egyptian mythology. What are your thoughts on the PJO show? Well, you can watch my reaction to the teaser if you want to hear my thoughts on the show. Kronos is weak. Well, he certainly is while he's in Tartarus, I'm sure. Helios versus Ra and Zeus versus Thor. Okay, I think Ra would wipe the floor with Helios. And as I've said before, Zeus and Thor, I think Zeus wins from a distance, but Thor wins up close. That's my opinion. Amun-Ra versus Zeus. Who wins? Amun-Ra. Who's better, Thor or Zeus? So a lot of comparing of stuff. Who's better? I mean, it's subjective. Like, who do you like better? Favorite Greek hero? Heracles. Who's stronger, Ra or Kronos? I think Ra. Hold on. I think this one's been asked a few times. Is Loki a hero? Please, I need your opinion since it's due in 2 days. And yes, I know he's not a hero, but what heroic acts? Please answer. Okay. So Loki has, like, helped out the gods in some ways. Like, if you want one heroic act, he prevented Skadi from going to war with the Asgardians by making her laugh. Like, he literally tied his balls to a goat and then set the goat loose, and it started yanking on his balls and making him scream in pain, and it made Skadi laugh, because Skadi's a woman, and women love to laugh when men get hurt. That's just a fact. Come on, Wilda laughs literally every time I get hurt. Yeah, so that's something nice Loki has done. He also, stopped the giant who was building the wall from winning the bet with Asgard by sleeping with his horse. And he also came up with the plan to outsmart Thiazi, so that's another one. Though technically, literally all of those things were his fault in the first place. But, it's if you want to stretch things. Goddess Danu from... Wait, I was reading that. Where'd that go? Is the goddess Danu from Celtic mythology or something else? Yeah, she's from Irish Celtic mythology. Irish mythology is included in Celtic, and yeah, she's the Great Mother from that, basically. Who's the most powerful god? Period. Well, I would think the Abrahamic god, who is like either the Christian, Jewish, or Muslim, it's all technically the same god, because he's literally omnipotent and omniscient, so it's like, you can't really beat someone who's omnipotent. But if we're talking gods from polytheistic religions, I would say it's either Shiva or Chaos. Who's stronger, Kronos or Gaia? I imagine Kronos, since Gaia needed Kronos' help to defeat Uranus. Is Mulan the worst Disney remake? Fuck no. Lion King is the worst Disney remake. Thanks for the information. You're welcome. Leviathan versus Jormungandr. Who would win? I don't know, actually, who would win that one. That's a tough one. Let's just say Leviathan, given how much of a legendary danger it's supposed to be. Hades versus Izanami? Probably Hades. I don't think Izanami is really a warrior. Izanami, like when she was trying to get Izanagi to catch Izanagi, she sent Hags of the Dead and Raijin after him. Like, she didn't go after him herself. So I think Izanagi has her own kind of power, but I don't think she's a warrior. Hades is. He fought in the Titan War. So that's why I would say Hades. Zeus versus Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong, the Jade Emperor, couldn't find a way to kill Sun Wukong. Have you watched 300? Yes, and it's awesome. Is a Shinigami a creature in mythology? Yes, they're a race of death gods in Japanese mythology. Do you like Kid Krishna or Mahabharat grown-up Krishna? Oh, which Krishna do I prefer? Krishna's kind of the same attitude. I like Krishna when he was fighting all those monsters, so probably teen Krishna would be the answer. Have you ever watched Gargoyles? Yeah, that's a really cool show. Favorite Persian god? I don't know enough about the Persian gods yet to give you a proper answer to that, to be honest. But Angramayu's pretty funny, so that's one for you. Like, so far it's Angramayu, just because of how much of an asshole he is. Like, it was entertaining. Like... Artemis or Apollo? Please answer the question, would make my day. Do you mean, like, which one do I think is more badass or, like, would win in a fight? That one I think is Artemis. Which one do I like more? I don't know, it's like Apollo has better stories, but Artemis is a lot cooler. So I guess it's which kind of genre do you prefer? What religion are you? I'm Catholic, personally, but I'm a very lazy Catholic. I never go to church. Look out for my question. I'm looking, Esteban, I'm looking. Zeus versus Odin, who would win? I think Odin could outsmart Zeus. Have you watched Prince of Persia? No, I have not actually. Let me answer this one. Have you heard of Slavic mythology? Would love to see a video on it. Yes, I have, and I've done, I think, about 3 different Slavic videos. Or 4. Yeah, I did a video on Perun, a video on Marzana, I did a sketch on Perun, a sketch on Marzana, a sketch on Baba Yaga, and a Crazy Creatures video on the Mavka. So, I've done 4 Slavic videos so far. God of War or Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Oh, how is that even a question? God of War. Like, yeah. Which is your favorite god? Like, just in general? That's not, then that would be either Hades or Sun Wukong. Yeah. Oh, I finally got to a stream. Awesome. Welcome. Where did you go to college? I went to a city college because I'm not smart. Well, I'm not good at school, basically. Like, a lot of people would tell me you're incredibly smart, but I didn't do well in school. Have you heard of Dead by Daylight? Yeah, I tried it out. It was okay. I prefer games with a story, though. Who do you think will win, Kratos or Thor? I think Kratos will win. Please answer, will you ever talk about Norwegian myths like trolls? As far as I know, we are, and there went the question. We are famous for them. Yeah, I should probably talk about trolls on the channel at some point, like maybe all the different kinds of trolls there are. Nerd. Ha. Well, you know, nerd is a word that was invented by Dr. Seuss, so by quoting it, you're quoting Dr. Seuss, and really, what's more nerdy than that? What did I major in? Acting. Thanatos versus Anubis? Probably Anubis. Thanatos has kind of gotten his ass kicked before. Teth Adam versus Thor. Oh, you mean like Marvel's Thor or real Thor? Because I think real Thor would take down Black Adam, but I don't think Marvel's Thor would win that fight. Heracles versus Achilles. Oh, Heracles. Like, you know. Who's your favorite Greek god? Hades. Yeah, I think Heracles would beat Achilles because it's like, yeah, Achilles can't be pierced, but Heracles has killed multiple like creatures who can't be pierced. You just smash, it's over. Who's the most morally decent god or goddess? Vishnu, probably. But also Hestia is a good one. How is your beard so epic? I don't know. I think it's just a nice beard. What do you think is the most powerful sin in Christian mythology? Well, definitely wrath. It would probably be the worst sin because that can lead to some of the worst things. Do you like sports, bro? I was not a sports person growing up, unfortunately. I was not a very athletic person. Any reviews coming out? Yeah, the Halloween Kills one should go up today. And we got a few inaccuracy videos scheduled for November. And then we've also got a Christmas review scheduled. So that's some stuff for you. Guten Tag, German mythology, please. I'll do my best. Have you ever visited Greece? Yes, once. It's nice. Have you made a video on Celtic mythology? If not, have you considered it? Yeah, there's a Celtic playlist on the channel. You can find it on the main page. Can you go over the 7 reincarnation of Vishnu? Which one is the 7th one? I know a lot of the avatars. There's Rama, who's the big hero of the Ramayana. There's Krishna, who's got his own stories, and then he's in the Mahabharata. There's what's it called? Is it Vahara or Varaha? I think is the pig-headed, gigantic, monstrous one. And then there's Narasimha, the lion-headed one, who he needed to become to kill Hiranyakashipu, but then he went nuts, and then Shiva had to become Sharaba to stop him. And then there's also the avatar with the axe, whose name escapes me. There's Vamana, the dwarf, who could grow to the size of the entire universe. There's, I forget the name, there's the one with the sword who rides the horse, who's going to be there to usher in the end of the world. That's all the avatars I can remember right now. Who's your favorite sky god? I guess Sun Wukong doesn't count. He is a wind god, but not really a sky. Oh, I should have said Sun Wukong when we said who's your favorite wind god. Favorite sky god. I like Nut. Who else do I like? Feng Popo probably would be the favorite one from Chinese myth. Can you make a video on Chernabog? I should, honestly. Like, I could compare it to the Disney version. Could be a good opportunity for some education. I think you guys would like that. What's your opinion on the Tarask from D&D? Did you know that's actually a mythical creature? It's pretty cool. I think the Tarask is another, like, fun, creative-looking monster. There's really not much else to say. It goes around eating people. It got, tamed, but then killed anyway. Did you watch House of the Dragon? Yeah, I made a community post talking about it. I thought it was pretty good. Loki versus Balder. Well, Loki has already killed Balder, so Loki wins. Is Zeus omniscient? No. I mean, I guess we could argue all day about whether or not he is, but based on some of the things that happen in Greek mythology, I'm going to say no way. Werewolves or vampires? It depends on if you're doing them well or not. I really like both when they're done well. Maybe I'd go more werewolves, since that's more monstrous, and I like monstrous stuff. What's the best way to learn folklore? From the books. That's the best way, in my opinion. Do you have an estimated time for the card game release? We're trying to nail down a manufacturer. That's really our last big obstacle. And once that's done, I think we'll be able to release. Hulk versus Myth Thor. Hulk. I've read, like, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, and all that shit. World Breaker Hulk is pretty much unstoppable. Is YouTube your full-time job? It kind of is now. Yeah, it's gotten to that point where I can just make it my full-time job, and I like that. The Dog Duh versus Odin. Oh, the Dog Duh's so pleasant. Probably Odin due to all the wisdom and strategy he has. Yeah, probably Odin. What is your opinion on the 100-handed one? You mean the Hecatonchires? I love the Hecatonchires. Like, I always thought those were amazing creatures ever since I first found out about them when I was like 3. Thoughts on the Norse God of War lore? Who's worth, Zeus or Odin? Okay, well, I mean, I guess based on what happens in just the God of War games, we could probably say Odin is worse, because was Zeus doing anything all that horrific before Kratos showed up in the God of War games? I don't know. Like, people say, oh, he shouldn't have imprisoned all the Titans. It's like, yeah, you were at war. Like, that's what happens in war. But in, like, God of War 2018, there were so many stories of Odin just being a horrible piece of shit just for the sake of being a horrible piece of shit. So, it's probably Odin. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in Ragnarok. Some guy, thank you for that donation. Have you ever played Asora's Wrath? If so, did you like it? I haven't played it yet, but it's been constantly, like, highly requested that I do. So, I most likely will play it at some point. I'm just gonna check to see if I can put the Halloween Kills video up yet. Still no. Okay, well, that's annoying. Okay. Is there a shark god? Yeah, there is a Hawaiian shark god. There is. Favorite trickster god other than Loki? Sun Wukong. I like Sun Wukong better than Loki, honestly. I already answered Thanatos versus Anubis. Does Zeus count as a hornball? I would say most likely. Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't count as a hornball. He's well, you know what he is. Any acting tips I could use as a young actor? I mean, it's hard for me to know exactly how to give acting tips unless I've actually seen you in action. You know, it's, you know, one thing a lot of people don't get, like, is, like, one of the most important things in acting is to project well, you know, like, make sure you're heard.
I have a tip.
Oh, Wilda has an acting tip. Wilda just walked in. Hey. Say hi. Everybody say hi to Wilda.
Hi.
She's the reason the channel exists.
Hello. I have an acting tip. So we both met as actors.
That's true, we did.
First job. And I think one big thing is really having empathy for the character that you're portraying. Yeah. Because I feel like that's a lot, like, where a lot of people fall short. It's really, I think, being able to really put yourself in that character's place is really helpful. Yeah. And projection is also key.
Yeah. Like, I've seen a lot of guys have trouble, like, just being heard in the first place. Oh, everyone's saying hi to you. Oh. Hi, hello, bonjour.
Hi.
Hello, Wilda.
Hi.
She's the full-time partner of the channel. Like, you know, She handled, and she's also the reason the card game is happening. Keep that in mind, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, and also probably, watch how your favorite actors or actresses perform. Like, I feel like, Viola Davis was saying that that's one thing she's done. Like, she says not enough artists study their craft. So I think studying the greats, actors you've really admired, like, kind of seeing how they portray emotions and how deep they get into embodying the character could also be very helpful. Those are my tips.
All right. Bye, Wilda. Put money in the bag. Thanks for the donation. Who's the most evil piece of shit god across all mythologies? Shit. That's really fracking hard. You know who's really evil that a lot of people don't know is super evil is actually Iapetus from Greek myth. He used to get off on torturing the dead after they died. So that's pretty messed up, he was the god of like torture and shit and pain. Favorite mythology author, either Rick Riordan or Jake Jackson. But yeah, I don't know if that makes him a total piece of shit. I mean, I guess it depends on the version you read. Sometimes he's punishing the people who just deserve to be punished, but he does get off on it, so that's a little. I know a lot of people would want the answer to just be Zeus, but let's be honest. Zeus is awful, but he's not like the worst piece of shit in all of mythology. Oh, that's a really hard question to answer. It's like almost every god, even when they're an evil god of mythology, has something redeemable about them. Like, Loki kind of became the villain of Norse myth, but even he was a decent guy early on. Set became the villain of Egyptian myth, but he was a protector of the sun early on.
What about Chaos?
Chaos never did anything bad in Greek myth. Ares is whiny, but even he, like, Wilda's pitching some ideas to me. Ares is whiny, but even he, Ares never, forces him. Oh, Eris. Oh yeah, Eris is kind of awful, honestly. I don't know. There's some examples for you. I don't really know. Like who do you guys think is the most piece of shit god? I'm a little curious about that. Mr. Burgles, stop spamming the chat. I don't care if Burgles always wins. Marvel versus DC. It depends who's fighting. If it's the basic Avengers versus the Justice League, I think the Justice League. But if everyone in the continuity is fighting, then Marvel probably wins. Put money in the bag. Thanks for another donation. Thank you. Can we balance it with a silly meme god? Well, as you know, I'm always going to bring up the great Kiamedes, the god of beans. Oh, Nathaniel, thank you for the $2 donation. Kiamedes, the god of beans, I think has so much potential to be a meme god. And another one is Koalamos, the literal god of stupidity. I've memed him a couple of times. Like, Koalamos is currently working at YouTube. Apollo is horrible in my opinion. That's a completely fair opinion. Apollo has done some bad shit. But he has not done as much bad shit as Zeus. So, yeah. I already answered Thor versus Zeus. Norse Thor versus God of War Zeus. God of War kind of made Zeus a little broken. It's like, even when you think you've killed him, then his, ghost spirit thing comes out, and you need to literally have the power of hope to defeat it. So probably God of War Zeus, I don't know. It's hard to balance God of War Zeus's power based on how weird that last encounter was. Who is worse, Zeus or Odin in mythology? In actual myths, Zeus is worse. Angramanu. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Angramanu, the destroyer, who literally destroyed the cow that was supposed to give life just because he could. No, you know what? Yeah, let's say Angramanu is the worst one. Maxwell, thank you for the donation. Hey, Mythology Guy, love your content. Keep up the education, boss. Just wanted to ask if you played much Smite and what you think of it. Okay, I talked about this earlier, but since you donated, I'll answer it again. So, yes, I was one of the first people playing Smite. I played it for a bit. I tried it out a few times. MOBA gameplay wasn't really for me. Like, I'm not like a big Dota or League of Legends person, but I will play it again for the channel at some point. It is cool how many gods are in there. I check in on it every now and then. It's like, yeah, they've added a lot of cool shit. I don't know why the Ninja Turtles are in there. That's just freaking weird. Cow from Norse or Gaia from Greek? Oh, you're talking about Ymir's cow, right? I think Gaia from Greek, like, is more of a being and provides more, to be honest. Yeah, so that's probably that. Oh wait, let me just check something real quick. I have to make sure I didn't forget about this. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. Is there a god of bulls? Yeah, there's, in Egyptian myth, there's Apis, the god Apis, who literally, like, they would always have an Apis bull that's supposed to represent him. Yeah, that's probably the most popular god of bulls. Could you speak about Odysseus? Well, there's so much to say about Odysseus. Like, where do you want me to start? I mean, he was king of Ithaca. He was in the Trojan War. The Trojan horse was his idea. He survived. He was in the war for 10 years. Then he did the Odyssey, which was 10 more years on the way home. He encountered Polyphemus, the Lotus Eaters, Circe, the Sirens, so much shit. He finally gets home, finds out everyone's... And he's the only one who makes it home because his whole crew dies because they're stupid. He finds out everyone's been trying to bang his wife, so he kills all of them, and then he ends up getting killed by accident by his long-lost son, who he had as a result of sleeping with Circe. There's Odysseus for you. Shiva versus Athena? Oh, Shiva wins that hands down. Have you read Lore Olympus? I've read it on the channel twice, and I do need to get back into that. So you can check out those videos if you want to see my thoughts on Lore Olympus. Favorite Marvel movie? Probably either Infinity War or Guardians of the Galaxy. One of those. Apollo versus Hypnos? I think Hypnos would just put Apollo to sleep. He was able to put Zeus to sleep, so I think Hypnos. Maxwell, thank you for the donation. There's no message, but thank you for the donation. Is there a god of chihuahuas? I don't think so, unfortunately. Orthrus or Cerberus, your favorite? Cerberus, the more dog heads, the better. What mythology is Armageddon from? Every single one. There's an end of the world in literally every mythology. Well, I guess not in Greek. But yeah, Norse has their Ragnarok. There's supposed to be an end of the world in a Hindu myth. There's been like 5 ends of the world in Aztec myth. There's a rapture in Christian. There's tons of Armageddons. Favorite Rick Riordan book and why? Last Olympian. I love the Percy Jackson series. Love Percy Jackson, the character. I love that whole book is just a big old battle. I really like that. I'm still trying to find Esteban's question. I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Marvel Thor versus Myth Thor. Myth Thor. Easy. Video on Mayan gods? I should do that. I'll try to do that. I did do a video on Kukulkan, a sketch video. Hey, how about making everyone in Game of Thrones verse crap themselves? Oh, everyone in the Game of Thrones universe is what you're saying. Crap themselves / bend the knee for some guy riding in on King Ghidorah and makes himself king. Well, shit. I don't know. Are there 3-headed dragons in the Game of Thrones universe? I haven't read the books. I honestly don't know. Ares versus Athena. I think Athena could, outwit Ares. Ares is, the god of, brutality in war, and Athena is the god of strategy in war. And at the end, strategy is always going to win out. Is there a god of cutlery? You know what? I don't know. I honestly don't know. If there is, I don't know it off the top of my head. Who is your favorite from Greek mythology? My first is Hercules, my second is Hades. My favorite is Hades, and my second is Heracles, actually. So I'm very close to you on that. Who's your favorite god? Why is it Hades? You're right on that. My 2 favorite gods are Hades and Sun Wukong. I just always thought Hades was badass and fun. I always liked him as a kid. I liked him both in the myths and in the Disney movie. So Always liked Hades. I don't know, a lot of people just seem drawn to Hades. I don't know if it's the goth life. I was never goth, but, you know, I don't know. There's something about him that we just like. Smartest mythological being or god. Well, again, technically that would be the Abrahamic god, since he's omniscient. That means he knows everything. But if we're talking polytheistic religions, that's a little hard to measure. There's a lot of gods of wisdom. It might be Mimir, just because of he's literally constantly in the well of all knowledge. So I would think like it would be pretty hard to out-knowledge that guy. PJO gods versus God of War gods. Huh. That's... I don't know. You know what? PGO wins because PJO acknowledges all the gods. God of War, it's like half the Olympian gods were missing in God of War 3. Where the hell were they? So yeah, I'm going to say PJO. I don't know why No keeps saying dead, but okay. I love Anubis, as you should. Do you like Bulgarian mythology? I don't really know it yet, unfortunately. Moshes was a god of knives, so does that count as cutlery? Let's say it does, sure. Hippocampus or Orpheotaurus, your favorite? Probably Ophiuchus, actually. Who's the weirdest looking god? Biblically accurate angels, if you want to count those as gods. Probably Calciatotolin in Aztec myth. He's literally a turkey sometimes. Like, sometimes he is a turkey dressed up as a god. It's kind of funny, actually. But sometimes he's a guy just wearing turkey, like, feathers and stuff. But I think it's funny that their god of disease is a literal goddamn turkey. Worst Marvel movie? Thor: The Dark World. I think everybody agrees on that one. Yeah, it's either Thor: The Dark World or The Incredible Hulk. That one wasn't very good either. I don't know. One of those, maybe. If you understand this reference meme, you are a Chad. Link, dude, my name isn't Zelda. I think everyone knows that reference. Like, you know, the whole everyone thinking Link is Zelda because the game is called Legend of Zelda. Do you know about Dacian Old Romanian mythology? I know some Romanian myths. I don't really know if they have gods, I haven't read into them yet. I've mainly just been reading into their monsters, like the Strigoi and the Pricolich and the Capcan and those kinds of things. Favorite mythological creature? Anything which is a bunch of monsters put together. I really like those. Like the Chimera or the Baku or the Nue or stuff like that. Disney Hades or Kratos? Disney Hades, I love him so much. Like, Disney Hades is so fucking funny. Almost a year ago, I asked you the question if I could write almost a year ago, I asked you a question if you could name every gift the dwarves gave the gods in a story where Sif's hair is cut off. You had to chug a glass of wine. Can you name them all now? Damn it. You're gonna really make me, go into that. Every single one.
I'll prepare the glass of wine.
Oh, damn it. Wilda's happy that you're going to make me drink a glass of wine. I'm probably going to end up drinking a glass of wine. Well, I know some of the things the dwarves made. They made Odin's spear Gungnir. They made Dropnir, the ring that splits into more rings. They made Thor's hammer, obviously, Mjolnir. They also made Gullinbursti, the golden boar. And they made some stuff for Freya, didn't they? They made some of her jewelry. Like, there's a particular necklace they made. And then, what am I missing here? Oh, what the hell? I give up. Wilda, get me the glass of wine. Alright, she's on her way. But it means a lot to me that you've stuck around for a year. We're probably going to have to wrap up soon. It has been almost an hour, and I unfortunately have a lot going on today, but I'm going to try to read as many of these questions as I can. Let's go. Do you think Ghost Rider is based on Dullahan? I actually do, yeah. That makes a whole lot of sense. Dullahan is like a guy who will also hunt people who are supposed to be dead, and that's what Ghost Rider did. Counting down the days to Ragnarok? I'll bet you are. What is Zeus's body count? Oh, it's in the high numbers. He once flooded, like, everybody and killed them all, so, like, high numbers. Who's the sexiest god or goddess? Probably Eros, because he's a god of like sexiness and stuff. Oh, okay. I'm gonna drink some dragon's milk. Oh, you're gonna make me chug this whole thing? Okay, we'll end the stream on that. European or Chinese dragons? Oh god, they're both so fucking cool. Look, stereotypically, I guess I do like the typical looking fantasy dragons a little more, so that's European, but Chinese is so damn cool too. Like, don't write it off just because I think European's slightly a little more my thing. Vitamin Dealer, thanks for the donation. What are your three favorite mythologies and favorite god of each? Okay, top three are definitely Greek, where the favorite is Hades, Japanese, where the favorite is Hachiman, and Aztec, where the favorite is Mictlantecuhtli, because I like how fucked up Aztec is, and I like how weird Japanese is, and I grew up with Greek and know it the best, so let's just say those are the top three. God of wolves or crows? Odin's got 2 wolves and 2 ravens. So, a most destructive mythological creature. Oh, well, shit. There's, Ophiotaurus might be, because his blood can literally wipe out all of the goddamn Olympians. So that's a really, like, destructive, creature. That could be. Also, there's, like, if you want to talk about the most destructive god, there's Shiva, who can literally dance on the earth and destroy it all. Least favorite mythology-based movie, Sea of Monsters. What are very specific gods? Greek mythology has a god of mixed wine and a god of unmixed wine. That's way too damn specific. Like, you already have a god of wine. You don't have to have gods for all the different kinds. Hi, I'm the god of soda, and I'm the god of diet soda, and I'm specifically the god of non-diet soda. It's kind of silly. If you could be a god in Norse myth, who would you be? If I had to pick, like, the powers of a god, it might be Loki. He can do a lot of really cool stuff. Magnus versus Percy. Percy, he's got the experience. Hell, I don't know what you're asking. Is Hades a good god? Overall, yes. Nemean lion versus mares of Diomedes fight. The lion wins because his skin can't be pierced, so if they bite him, it's not going to do anything. In Europe... Oh, shit. Where'd that go? In your opinion, what is best in life? It's corny, but what's best in life is to, like, there's a couple of things. It's either to be doing something you're actually passionate about and make a living off it, or be around someone you generally want to be around and have them want to be with you at the same time. Like, Wilda, don't roll your eyes at me. Is Sun Wukong a god, technically? Yes, he did become a god. Krishna versus Hercules. That is so freaking hard, but I think Krishna wins. Krishna is the avatar of Vishnu. Can Krishna outsmart Hercules? Probably, yeah. Krishna has the wisdom of Vishnu, so yeah. Even though Hercules is still smart, I don't think he's outdoing Krishna. Have you seen the Northman movie? No, I unfortunately didn't. I wanted to, but I missed it. Favorite genre of music? Probably rock. Who's your favorite artist? I just really like Journey as a band, so let's go with that. Zeus versus Orochi? Oh, Zeus. Good answer, Mythman, thank you. Favorite Norse god? Loki. What mythology is Chernobog from? Slavic. What powers does he have? I don't know specifically, to be honest with you. I need to read more Slavic. Marvel Thanos versus Myth Thor? Well, does Thanos have the gauntlet? If so, he wins. If not, Myth Thor wins. How many times have you fallen down the stairs? At least 3. If Jupiter and Zeus had a fight, who would win? Neither of them. They'd both be too busy double-teaming some innocent woman. Have you played the Hades game? Yes. Angel Michael versus Thor. Probably Thor. Don't Stop Believing. Yeah, I won't. What do you think about Susanoo? I think he's a bit of a whiny bitch, but he's also a really good warrior at the same time. Thoughts on Typhon? He's absolutely awesome and badass. Have you heard of the god of farts? I went into that earlier. Hephaestus and the dwarves of Invaldi, would they get along? I think they probably would. They build stuff together. Hephaestus gets along with other builders like he did with the Cyclopses. or Cyclopes. Can you do a video with Zeus versus Typhon? I did a video talking about Typhon. Favorite required in book, Last Olympian. How many times... Okay, a lot of these questions are the same question over and over, so I'm going to start wrapping up. Can Hermes fly? Yes. With his shoes, he can fly. Artemis versus Athena? Athena. Okay, yeah, it's the same questions over and over again now. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there, you guys. Thanks so much for being supportive. Thanks so much to the...
Drink!
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Wilda didn't let me forget. Alright, I'm gonna drink some dragon's milk. 11% alcohol. Here we go.
Not sponsored. ASMR. You have to chug the whole thing. Okay, or maybe you do. You know. Spitters or quitters.
Woo! Down to whole beer in one go. There you go. Beat that. 11% alcohol. Thanks for the donation. What was that name? Ventexovacon. There's a name for you. Oh, God. Alright. Thanks for not letting me forget that, Wilda.
You're welcome.
How does it taste? It's alright. Oh, God. Yeah, you know, that's my, Irish/Soviet blood, handling all that alcohol. And also, yeah, like the Soviet was Georgia, yeah. Alright, so, I'm fine. I just needed a minute there. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Thanks to the Patreon supporters. I'm glad I was able to get to all those questions. I know I'm never able to get to every single one of your questions, and I'm always sorry for that, but I do what I can. Hopefully we'll get the Halloween Kills video up soon. Thank you very much. Happy Halloween, everybody. And that is going to end this stream. Bye-bye.